We now have the privilege of listening to Mr. Vinit Goenka, Member, IT Task Force, Ministry of Road, Transport and Highways and Shipping, Government of India, to deliver a special address titled Digital Readiness, Aiding Governance Through Technology. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Vinit Goenka. Thank you.
Namaste, everybody. I know this is evening and it's time to wind up, or am I early here? Friends, let me first congratulate our armed forces for the strikes which they did today, and I think we all are happy about that particular part. I'm going to quickly jump on what I've been asked to do without any kind of, journal talks or pap. If you have questions, I would request you to interrupt and ask me what is there. Well, before I accepted the invitation to come here and we were thinking about what we have done and what we would like to talk, I thought of breaking my entire conversation with you into three parts. One, the opportunity available for the trade and everybody here. And two, the case study where we have done something in the government right now. Well, these figures are well known. Everybody has seen this many times. What excites me is the figures around, and which has been growing every day. With these figures, the importance of internet and our life has been known to me. And this particular slide would talk to you about the entire thing. 1995, the mobiles were introduced, and today I see hell lot of citizens holding a mobile and internet in their hand. Well, when we were going through the task force and we were seeing through the challenges, we thought about something and we said we'll have a case study. Let me take you to a village in Haryana. Rajiv, probably one of your companies did that. I think that was an experiment. E-Health Center was HP's case? Yeah. So what happened is, we all have gone through medical emergencies in our life, and we could find some housewives going through routine loose motions. Now what an example to be given on this particular stage. Nobody bothered, because what do you do when you have loose motions? Anybody has ever faced this situation? None of you? Nobody wants to admit that. You pop up certain pills in your mouth, right? You just take 1 or 2 tablets and put it in your mouth and it solves. And that is to happen in the same village in Haryana. Hisar, to be better. They would pop up certain tables and things used to happen. Nobody bothered about it. What happened is, somebody sitting in Bangalore or some other place identified that these are these 20 ladies who have this problem every Tuesday. Nobody was bothered, not even that lady themselves. The second thing they identified is that this lady is, those are the ladies who are plus 50 years. Now, how does it excite to us there in the task force? And every Tuesday this is to happen. So somebody recommended them that, why don't you do one thing? You check what you are eating. So they change their eating habits. They change their fasting habit. Any guess what was the reason of this medical condition? Any guess? Then they identify the medical condition is not because of their body, not because of their eating habits. It was their religious practice. Every Monday morning they would go to religiously to the temple, put some water on the shivling, bring that, and that was probably troubling them. And what was the solution? It was not a medical solution. Simple. Now the village has started cleaning the temple on Sundays. So the ladies go, still performs the same religious function. They drink the same prasad from that temple. And now they are not getting this problem of loose motions. What we learned from this case is medical solutions found in a non-medical way The simple thing in your language probably is what data analytics, which probably you did in that EHC case, right? E-health center case. And Rajiv, I was quite impressed with this. So when we said that the problem lies outside the box, and we were reading this, and this came to our knowledge, the World Bank report. Out of the 7.4 billion people on this earth, 7 billion people have been covered under internet. They have been covered. But only 5.2 billion people, they carry mobile. And if you zero down, then 1.1 billion people have something which is called as high-speed internet. And the scope is almost around 6 billion people. Where do we stand as a country? As a country, when we're reading, 30 crore of us been connected, and rest of us are still not to be connected. Then came this particular slide in front of us. Where do I count my country? Emerging market or transitioning stage? And here I would like to tell you something. We thought of bringing in changes which will probably excite you all. The engagement with people. Small engagements. Have you seen the app which has come from NHI? You can tell us where there is a pothole. Can people be empowered? And that was one particular question being asked by us. Finally, friends, under digital transformation, we thought of this three particular part which I would like to talk is the digital infrastructure space. Can we provide services of government to common man, the last man under Antodaya, on his demand? Can he get his birth certificate, death certificate? Simple application of passport through his mobile. And that's the whole idea which we have. Can he do things sitting at his home using the simple small mobile in his hand? Can we empower the citizen to escalate matters of governance to the people sitting on the helm of the affairs? And so you see these 9 pillars which came down, and the 9 pillars we talk about. And one of the good things is that how do we have reforming government? How do we have governance through electronics? And then all this all started. Why I'm skipping these slides? Because I want to rush to a slide which I want to talk maximum. So I would not like to talk about MyGov or Digital Locker because all of you have used it, you have talked about it, probably you do the presentation. But the last line, will this transformation or use of technology bring in transparency? Will it increase the productivity, that is the efficiency part? Ease of doing business? Will it increase the speed? And these 4 questions were put on my appointment letter. When I got that appointment letter of task force, it had only 2 lines. Leveraging information technology for economy, transparency, speed. Friends, I am not here to tell you what we have achieved because all of us tell this through media to you. I am here to express this particular slide. Now you have understood why I rushed to all the earlier slides. This is the slide which excites me the most. Because this is where I'm trying to find out solution. And if you have a solution, I would request you all to share that with me. Even when we talk about the high penetration of internet in India, it's only 30 crore people, 331 to be precise. There is a challenge. We have a snail-paced broadband. Do you have somebody who can help us out in that? The speed. So we talked about connectivity, consistent connectivity, dependable connectivity, a minimum speed, and cost-effective connectivity. Can a farmer afford 2.8 Mbps so that he can actually share a video of the pest sitting on his leaf to the agriculture officer sitting in the district headquarters and said, "Saab, mere ped pe ye keeda laga hai, iske koi dawai batao." And that is a day when we will be actually using internet for growth. That will contribute to us. Can I have a mobile which is with 2.8 Mbps in the classroom where the student takes up the video of the teacher while he's teaching or she's teaching and uses that video for his revision or sharing it with other friends, saying that, hey, my teacher taught me today this lesson, which is a fantastic lesson. Small things that will probably impact us. We are happy, we are connected, we have data centers. I'm sure there are multinational companies sitting in this room. But why we send our data outside? Can't we have a sovereign data policy? Can't we have data within the boundaries? Why should we share it out? Why should a sister in Chennai do a suicide because somebody forged her Facebook account? And by the time the data was shared with the police, things were so hard that she had to give her life. This is a small, simple example. I can give bigger examples. Why would somebody, there can be a data security issue, there can be things with what is happening on the borders. I'm sure tomorrow they will not fire us back. There may be bloodless war. Are we equipped under Megharaj or other policies where we have our data centers which have got capabilities to have data within the sovereign boundaries? So the second line which impacts me and which gives me a sleepless night is incomplete ecosystem. I see people carrying in this room best of the phones, best of the mobiles. But the moment I come out of this room and I go to the rickshaw driver here, is denied the basic component in his hand, an internet-based mobile, a good speed of 2.8 Mbps. Probably few of you can do it. And the last line puts my head down. What happened in Olympics, we had best wishes to all our sports people, but we came back empty-handed. We have 125 crore people. And out of the 125 crore people, I'm very sure that this room has best 125 people. You are very capable. You all think better than me, better than anybody else. Why do we have to buy every time from outside? Why do we have to pay license fee? The time of military colonization is over. The world order saw colonization through weapons only till 1950s. They react. So you saw in Kuwait, right? Iraq did an aggression. There was somebody else who came and protected Kuwait. Nobody's come to your house and they're going to put a gun on your head. Whatever you saw that today's small theater, this is a part of show. This is not this thing. We are not happy with that show. Nobody wants to do that kind of show. But what you're going to face is they're going to come to your house and shoot you with licenses. How much R&D do we have? Can we go back to our IITs? Can we go back to our RECs and tell them, hey, file patents? We as a country, we have not filed even 2,000 plus patents. Japan, what is the geographical size compared to us? What is the population size? And they filed almost around 40,000 patents. So the 125 people sitting here, the entire reason I came here is that can I request you that we match these numbers in next couple of years? We supersede them. We have a lot of R&D to be done. So enough of Rona Dona. I think this is done. Now let me talk about what is the good case and what is the silver lining. Before I come on this, if you get a chance, please Google out 3 particular words. Have you ever tried to Google something called as Inam Pro in your life? This thing? If you just try that, Inam Pro or E-Pace, E-P-A-C-E. Try that. Do you have mobiles in your hand right now? If you just search that. E space P-A-C-E. You would find that what we did in our Ministry of State of Road Transport and Highway, simple monitoring system. If there is a project going on in a place called as Turu in Meghalaya, I don't fly my engineer there. A daily updated report of the work done. Simple, what we were doing in corporates all these decades. We put in that. Resultant is that the minister is equipped every minute with the progress report. He can monitor it, he can influence it. ये प्रोजेक्ट में 4 किलोमीटर क्यों नहीं बढ़ा है पता कर सकते हैं. And you know what is the result? Simple, one simple intervention. And I'm sure each of you have been using this kind of MIS tools throughout your life. We started our journey in 2014 with 8 kilometers per day, and you would have heard the minister 25 plus kilometers. That's the one simple tool called as EPS. How many people in this room come from the consulting background? Most of you come from the consulting background, right? And the good part of the consulting background is, if you have a tender talking about making bridge, then there is Mr. Abhyankar, who is the bridge consultant. Tomorrow you have a tender coming out with something with tunnel. Abhyankar also makes tunnel. You want to make a railroad, Abhyankar makes railroad. And he changes his biodata every time. 5 companies file the same resume. So what we did is very, very small kind of evaluation system of consultancies and the professionals who are associated with us. Every time now you will go through something called as infracon, where you declare who this guy is. So if Abhyankar is a tunnel expert, he becomes tunnel expert once for all. He can't change his. A small element of IT brings in transparency and accountability. And something called as Inam Pro. This is what I think Minister spoke about in 3 days back or 4 days back. A road being made from Baddi to Chandigarh procures cement from Telangana. A road being made between Coimbatore to Chennai procures cement from somewhere in Chandigarh or Punjab. We have just put in this Inam Pro, INAMPRO. We have asked them, you choose your own vendors, you choose your own rate, but you have to do this through this particular exchange. Resultant is, now they have a window. Where is the stock lying? What is a quotable rate? And if the contractor can procure same standard of cement at lesser cost, I'm sure that will impact the entire treasury in a large way. This is 3 things which were implemented in the MORTH, that is the Road and Transport and Highway Department. Changed our way. And the one which you are seeing on the screen is what makes me happy, because when you search this online vehicle smart model, you do away with this white shirt policeman standing there and monitoring your speed, because he's no more needed. We all are worried about the time which we take. In the toll plaza. So we are worried about our standing on the toll plaza, saying that कि आप मेरे से 30 के बदले में 35 रुपए ले लीजिए, लेकिन toll plaza में मत खड़े करिए. We never thought about the boy sitting inside the toll plaza, who only does this action. Every minute he is giving out a chit. And here, this particular technology, OVSM, does away with your requirement to stand on a toll plaza, requirement of standing there on the signal. Neither you have to wait for a parking plaza. If this is implemented properly, probably we will be collecting your fees and fines before you go to a fueling station. So you go to a fueling station, you pay this, and that's it. So you can go through this particular slide. Friends, I thought I'll just share this with you. I would like to thank the organizers for calling me here, and all of you to give me a patience hearing. If you have any questions, I am available downstairs there. You can always ask me the questions later on. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vinit Goenka. Sorry for pushing you on the time aspect, but thank you for your understanding. I'd like to request Mr. Aman Kanchlia to kindly present Mr. Vinit Goenka with a memento as a token of our appreciation.